Hello class. Okay, so today we are going to be studying chapter 3 in world studies. World studies. So turn to page 42. While you're doing that, I'm going to eat this frozen Reese's cup ice cream that you can have none of. You there yet? You sure? Positive? Okay. So, to begin with, for those of you who want to use this as a studying tool, I'm going to say a bolded word, and I would like you to say it back to me, and when I have given you enough time to say it out loud, I will say what the answer is, and you can see whether or not you got it right. Savannah. What is a savanna? A savanna is a flat grassland. Sahel. Sahel is the narrow strip of land between the Sahara and the Savannah. Clan. The largest family group in Africa. Tribes. African society continued one level beyond families and clans, tribes. Two or more clans that share the same language. Kikuyu. An African clan that believes in the god Nagai. They had 9 daughters. Okay, yeah, they had children and they became the Kikuyu clan. Animism. I have a feeling animism is very important for the test. It's like the belief that gods live in inanimate objects like trees, rocks, or Reese's. Ethiopia. Ascom and all the territory below it. It's in East Africa. The way I remember that is Ethiopia begins with an E, and so does East. So East, Ethiopia. Okay. Frumentius. In the mid-4th century AD, in the court of Ascom, a slave named Frumentius. What did he do? He rose in favor with the king and sided for Coptic Christianity. Okay. What are Ghana, Mali, and Songhai? They are all important empires of the West. So Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. Ghana, Mali, Songhai are all in the West. I'm thinking I did this right, all right, didn't I? No, this is your East. Sorry. Ghana, Mali, Ghana, Mali, and Songhai are in the West. This is a W. Okay. So, what was special about Ghana? It's located between two rivers, the Sahel and Savannah regions of Africa is where it is. Oh, this is where traders would come for gold and for salt. They would trade there for gold and salt. By the 11th century, Ghana's rulers had all converted to Islam. Mali, they all converted to Islam. The most famous Mansa or ruler was Musa. So Mansa Musa. So, see if I can figure out a way to remember that. Mali, which is that region, kingdom thing. Mansa Musa. It's all M's there, people. That should help. Songhai. Muslim merchants in newly conquered cities, especially Timbuktu. Oops, I skipped a sentence. Yes. No. This empire collapsed in 1519 when overrun by Moroccan forces with muzzle-loading firearms. Whoop-de-doo. Okay. Camels. Can anybody tell me anything about camels? I can. Yes. Camels can do. Fill in the blank. What do camels do? They travel. They, contrary to popular belief, they do not store water in their humps. They store it in their body fluids. They eat certain plants and herbs that not very many other animals can eat. And there was one other thing. Oh yes, they can actually lose up to 30% of their water in their bodies without getting sick or dehydrated or anything. And that's really awesome. And they used camels to travel across the Sahara. Ooh. What's the Gold Coast? Can anybody tell me what the Gold Coast is? So basically, in Mali and Songhai, which is the west, there was a lot of gold population on, you know, how Africa is shaped like this. And then you got Madagascar over here, and it goes like that. So along this coast right here, they had gold and stuff. So that's the Gold Coast in West Africa. The way I'm remembering that is like San Francisco 49ers and the Gold Rush. That's the West, because San Francisco's in California. That's the West Coast. And that was the gold in the Gold Rush. So that's how I'm remembering it. It's on the West. Okay. Swahili. Does anybody know what Swahili is? Okay. It's a trade language that was built upon many, like the Bantu language. So like it was helpful because when people would come to trade, it was a couple of other languages, and it was the native tongue to many of the native groups along the southeast African coastline. About 35% of the words were Arabic in origin, which was very good because the East, I think it was the East, yes, the Eastern people traded with Arabia, so that would be helpful for the Arabians. Yes. Zimbabwe. Anybody tell me what Zimbabwe is? Oh no, Great Zimbabwe. I'm sorry. In the mid-1200s, Mpongabwe was abandoned and the city of Great Zimbabwe was established on the Zimbabwe Plateau near the Sabe River. This grew to a population of 15,000 to 2,000 citizens in the 1300s. It is between the Limpopo and Zambezi rivers. It thrived on cattle and stuff like that. So it traded with, the key port that it used was Kilwa, and that's where their gold was traded with. So I'm going to ask the SQ questions, and I want to see if you can answer them. What I'm actually going to do is get my SQ paper out so that I can have the answers right next to me, because hopefully I will have the right answers. Because I think I got them all right. Yes, I did. Okay. SQ number 1 on page, I don't know, 48. Okay. What types of food were grown in Sub-Saharan Africa? Okay. Flax and corn. Why did the Africans avoid killing their livestock? Because livestock, it showed wealth. What term refers to the belief that spirits live in rivers, trees, rocks, and mountains? Animism. Which African clan in Kenya believed in one god and had an account of creation that somewhat resembled an account in scripture? Kikuyu. And that is Kikuyu. Okay, SQ 53, if you are following along. What name did the Greeks give to Ascom and all territories below it? Ethiopia. What was the name of the slave who introduced Coptic Christianity to Ethiopia? Frumentius. List the 3 early empires of West Africa in chronological order. Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. What famous city was located near the Niger River? Timbuktu. The abundance of gold in West Africa led Europeans to refer to this region as, remember, the West Coast. My little trick. The Gold Coast. Okay. SQ 55. List 3 products traded in East Africa. Gold, ivory, and precious stones. What trade language developed from the Bantu dialect? Swahili. Goods traveled from East Africa to what distant islands? Arabia, India, and China. What was the name of the city where the Great Enclosure was built? Great Zimbabwe. What city became a key coastal port for the Empire of Zimbabwe? Kilwa. And last but not least, what do the remains of thousands of cattle bones indicate about the city of Great Zimbabwe? They were rich. That goes back to the beginning of the chapter that they were talking about how the bones show the wealth, or how the abundance of cattle shows the wealth, because you're only if you have cattle, you have to be rich because you have to pay for them. So that's why they didn't kill their livestock. So thank you for watching this video, and if you made it all the way through and there was still a question you had or something, please comment and I will do my best to look at the comments and I will try and answer them. Thank you for watching and taking your 16 minutes to watch this. See you later.